Why, cool? What's going on, man? Happy Tuesday to everyone out there. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Um, just kind of wanted to do a live, man. Share my personal experience on relationships with some of you guys. I don't mean romantic relationships, but this could literally be applied to romantic relationships. But I'm just speaking on platonic relationships. As people, a lot of the times, bro, we have a hard time breaking free of non-beneficial toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying? And personally, I was somebody who was definitely a victim of that. And saying I was a victim of that, it was like throughout all these relationships that I might have had that might have been very unbeneficial, somewhat toxic or whatever. I always felt like I had like a sense of loyalty to that other person, whether it be my friends, people I've known for a while, maybe a girl that I've been talking to. And I'm here to tell you, bro, you really don't have no loyalty towards anyone but yourself and, kids, if you have kids, or your family in a sense. Because loyalty is a good thing to have, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the times, as people, bro, we give loyalty to the wrong individuals, or we have a sense of loyalty to the wrong individuals, which may be a reason why you might see somebody who's currently still friends with a person who's very toxic, who's very unbeneficial in as far as a relationship, a friendship, partnership, whatsoever. And it takes growth to really want to break free. Because I'll be honest with you, man, like I personally didn't really perfect this mindset of breaking free of unbeneficial relationships until about 3 4 years ago, man. And it literally took me about 2 weeks, man. I sat down for 2 3 weeks. During this time, a lot of things was going on weird around me. Like it was like God was revealing certain people's intent the entire time they had been friends with me. It was showing certain people's demeanors based on the help that I provided them for them to grow in life to where they felt like they was at a certain position where they didn't really care about maintaining the same archetype that they had once they was dealing with me. So it was like one of the toughest things to do because I had like an entourage of people, bro. And this entourage of people, man, I done been friends with these guys for a while. I done literally argue with my father about these people. Like I used to argue with my father every day about the amount of friends that I had and kept and loyalty that I showed to them. And it took me 2 weeks to really sit there. This was 3 years ago. I'm further along the road now, but this is for anyone out there that's struggling to break free of, like I said, non-beneficial relationships or toxic relationships, and that could be platonic, partnership, couples, whatsoever. Man, it took me 2 weeks to sit down and really think, why is it that I feel like I can't break free? Now, one of the main things was the judgment. When I say the judgment portion, is like when you hang out with a group of people for a while, or you talk to a person for a while, it's like a sense of loyalty builds up for you to have for this person, especially if you're a good person. You just kind of feel like, man, you just can't break away from this person, or it's gonna seem as if you're kind of abandoning them. And I had to kind of get over that hump, bro, because it's crazy for me to have such thought of people that don't even care about you, bro. A lot of the times, the people that you guys or us show these sense of loyalty to, commitment to, bro, they don't even care about you, bro. And it sucks to say that because it hurts you in the sense of the history. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that deals with the history, man. You might have spent mad time with somebody, bro, and what you're holding on to that history to where it's like you have this sense of loyalty. Like, man, I can't break away from this person. This my God. This is the girl I want to be with, and bro, that thought is a genuine thought. But then on the other end, the person that you're thinking about like that don't even care about you, bro. At the end of the day, they mostly cared about you for what they could gain from you. You know what I'm saying? So in a period of me sitting for 2 weeks, bro, I sat for 2 weeks, and I really had to think. I had to get past the judgment portion. Once I break away from these people, they're gonna have their true opinion of me. When I say someone's gonna have their true opinion of you when you break away from them, what I mean is, okay, let's say me and you and the 5 people in the live right now hanging out. And once we're hanging out, I get to come to you guys' house. I get to drink, party, play the game, laugh. I'm gonna love you. Why? Because you might be providing me entertainment. You might have resources. You might have a nice apartment. But these are the things that you might not think are the reasons why I want to get close to you. You might overlook them. Now, once you break away from me, then I'm gonna begin to talk bad about you. Yo, what's up? Why are you the Diddy? I'm gonna start talking bad about you now. I'm gonna say you're a fake person. I'm gonna say you're not a real friend. Why? Because you breaking away from me and taking away the resources or the vibes or the entertainment or whatever you provided for me, bro. That's the first step to breaking free of these relationships is getting past that judgment. And that judgment isn't a real genuine judgment because you're only as good to people as much as you can provide for them, as much as you can help them, as much you could take care of them. And bro, I love helping the world, but if you have a relationship with a person, then there has to be a reciprocal energy there. You know what I'm saying? There has to be benefits. You gotta help each other out. It's not just one sided, but a lot of the times we as genuine people, we can't break free from people because of history, how long we known them. It's like who cares how long you know this person? Are they a good person? Are they somebody that you can look to and say, hey, this person has a kind heart? You know, are they a person that shows you the utmost respect? You know, these are the things that matter. Some people don't look at this; they look at it all like I don't know why the Diddy for 7 years. I can't break away from why the Diddy because I know him for 7 years, but that's not a valid reason if why the Diddy is has terrible characteristics. If he's a user, he doesn't really support me the level I wish I support them. And once you get past that hump, man, of judgment, you get more of clarity, bro. When I say you get more clarity, it's like you start to really realize, like, okay, a lot of these relationships was one sided. I was putting in a lot of energy. Don't get me wrong. There were times of highlights. When I say times of highlights, you and this person had good times, bro. Y'all laugh sometimes. You know what I mean? But you being by yourself, all those things can be provided. Think about it. Like you can take that person out of the picture and go bring another person to have those same highlights. Now, and me having that thought, bro, I was able to kind of like break free a little bit because it opened my mind. Like, okay, I'm sitting here committing so much to these people that I've known for like maybe 7 years, 8 years. But imagine the amount of good people in the world whom I may meet and make a connection with one time and have a everlasting beneficial friendship or relationship with. People don't think like that. It's hard for people to think like that because think about there's so many people in the world, so many people in the world, bruh. Sometimes you meet people and you instantly connect with them. You guys have similar interests. You share a laugh, like, and these are good people. So why kind of like contain yourself to a certain amount of people just because you known them from when you was in elementary school? Like, especially if they're toxic, especially if they're not genuine people, bro. As people, we gotta be able to let go of these toxic relationships, man. Non-beneficial friendships, bro. Like currently now, I'm 3 years in and I love it, bro. I love it because I don't feel like I have to appease anyone. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I had a lot of people around me, there were people. I had a friend, bro. I'm not gonna name drop him, but it's like at the time I was trying to find a job. He was trying to find a job, but he wasn't putting in more effort. So when I would come to his crib, his mom would like beg me. She'd be like, "Can you help him find a job?" Fast forward, me and bro will go do a job together, and the person that we're working for will come and say, "Hey man, don't never bring your friend again. This is a true story." And I'll be thinking like, "Why?" He'll say, "Cause he's not a hard worker." Fast forward, this would be the same guy, bro, that would be complaining to me about his mom nagging him every day that I saw him. And as a good friend, I'd be like, yeah, bro, don't even trip about that. That's what moms do or whatever. But in reality, she was right. This guy wasn't working hard enough. This guy, when I took this job, man, me and this guy went to do a window cleaning job one day, bro. Simple job. We was cleaning the windows for like a pharmacy. My boy wasn't trying to do no work. Now the guy that gave me the job, he personally knew me. I worked with him plenty of times before, but he specifically told me, he said, "Do not ever bring this guy to work with you. This guy's not a hard worker." Now, when his mom was kind of coming at him, I was defending him like, "Oh man, you know that's how moms be, you know. Don't worry about it." But it was like I was just providing this guy free therapy, like free therapy, bro. Because this guy, everything his mother would say about him was right. This guy wasn't hard working. This guy would sit at home, watch TV all day, sleep all day. And I hope his character changed now, but I'm no longer around that type of person. In reality, that was affecting my way of thinking. Of course, this was my friend, and I didn't want him to feel bad, but I was justifying being lazy, bro. I was justifying him not working hard enough to get what he wants. I was justifying the arguments he would say against his mom. His mom was right about what she was saying. He needed to work harder, and these are things you kind of don't realize you're doing when you're around these type of people, bro. When you're around these type of people, you don't realize that it doesn't really fit along with your morals, principles. Cause bro, at the end of the day, I'm not a lazy person. I'm a hard worker. I like to work hard. I like to feel the value of knowing that I put in hard work to gain something. No matter how long it's gonna take me, I would love to work towards accomplishing the goal. This is not the mindset of this guy that I've known. This guy's been around me for 3, 4 years. So it's like I'm appeasing that behavior. And that's just examples for one of my friends. But a lot of you guys out there, you have to do this with people that you're around. You constantly have to do this with people that you're around, whether it's support their ill habits, support their ill decisions, toxic decisions. Because in reality, it's like, what happens if you tell that person that they are not hardworking? What happens to the friendship? And it's not to say I had to say fake things, but it's like, this is my friend, so I don't want my friend to feel bad, but I gotta kind of have to boost my friend in the sense of, even though my friend is kind of out of pocket, and we constantly have to do this for people we know based off history, bro. It's time for us to start focusing on better relationships, better people, good people. Because in the world, bro, I'm telling you, there's a lot of great people in the world. But a lot of times we commit to people based off how long we known them, man. We might have went on the same bus since fifth grade. You know what I'm saying? We played on the baseball team together. Like, none of that matters, bro. I was freestyling the other day and I set a bar, bro. The bar was, you don't need verification, bro. The only verification is your morals and principle. That really defines you, bro. Your morals and principles. That's the only verification you need. Your ID and all that. They don't really show who you are, man. You could look like the most handsome a guy on your ID, most prettiest girl, but then you could have the illest morals and principles. You feel what I'm saying? And that is what you should be judged by. That is your most credentials you have. Because people are always gonna remember how you made them feel and how you treated them, bro. They might forget your face, but they can think back in that moment and be like, yo, man, this person made me feel amazing. They motivated me, they inspired me, or this person made me feel, like a bag of dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's time for us to be able to let go, man. I'm challenging all you guys out there to let go of some of those relationships that are not beneficial, man. Stop hanging around people that are toxic. Stop appeasing ill behavior. When I say appeasing ill behavior, a lot of y'all got friends out there, they complain a lot. I have friends, they would complain so much, bro. And I would just have to be a therapist. And I ain't getting paid to be a therapist, but it's like, okay, I'm looking at it from a perspective of, I've known this person for a long time, so it only makes sense for me to kind of, you know, give them words of motivation, words of encouragement. But in reality, this person is a complainer. This person complains about every little thing. So am I gonna consistently have to appease this behavior, even though it doesn't align with what I believe in, or how I move? And as people, bro, a lot of the times I'm telling you, we are consistently doing this with people that we need to break away from. And necessarily breaking away from a person doesn't mean the worst thing in the world. I'm telling you, it just means you gotta kind of love that person from a distance, man. You gotta cut the daily link ups with this person or daily conversations because you're not benefiting that person consistently appeasing them, listening to their complaints because they got a million complaints. You're not really benefiting that person. In order to benefit that person, you must kind of like break away in order for them to grow. To give you an example, like let's say I'm an epic complainer, right? I complain about everything, right? And you guys are my friend, and every time I complain, you say, "Man, YS, your complaints are valid." You say that every time. YS, your complaints are valid, man. Don't even worry. You think it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna stop complaining? No, I'm just gonna look for that satisfaction in having you guys say I'm valid every time. So I'm gonna continuously complain to the point where it's like you have no choice but to tell me I'm valid every time. And in doing so, bro, you're not helping nothing. Cause you're not really speaking the truth. As a person, I'm getting you to kind of lie. Um, Second, you might be supporting something you really don't really relate to, but you're only doing this to make me happy, to satisfy me. And why do that, bro? When there's people in the world who are not gonna complain to you as much, who are gonna take accountability, who are gonna understand like I gotta work harder, who do see things different, it's not the same perspective every time. These are the people you need to focus on. And I think at the end of the day it comes down to people like being comfortable, man. I say being comfortable, it was like 3 years ago before I even made this decision, it was like, okay, if I'm not chilling with all these guys or whatsoever, what am I doing? What am I gonna be doing? Am I gonna be bored? I won't have nothing going on. I just would. That's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, maybe I could still chill with these guys and kind of have a conversation with them. Like, oh, y'all got to be better, this and that. But we've already had those convos. We've had those conversations met multiple times, and like I said, it just gets to a point where you just gotta break away and be free and do your own thing. The best part about doing your own thing, you have no constraints on you, bro. When I say you have no constraints on you, yeah, it's gonna be judgment from strangers you don't know, but you don't have to listen to this insider voice, that insider voice. And a lot of the times, man, those insider voice coming from people close to you is only to throw you off, to contain you, to stop you from even stepping outside the box. Now that I'm by myself, bro, I game, bro. I stream. I do a lot of things I wasn't doing hanging out with these people. And it's not to say that they were preventing me from doing this, but there was constraints on me, like, oh, maybe it's not what they was into. Maybe it's not. I didn't have time to do it because I was spending too much time with them. But now that I'm on my own, bro, I love a lot of stuff, man. I love just making content, bro. I love, watching certain clips, editing. I realize I love editing. I love putting together highlights. You know what I'm saying? Like these are things I just felt like I didn't have the time for when I was around other people, bro. Now that I'm by myself, I got a time for anything. I could do anything I want. I don't have to see if man. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I wanted to take a trip, bro. Most of the time, you want to take a trip with your friends, right? But all of these stories led up to this, and we planned to go to Cali. I told everybody about the trip. When the time came, nobody really reacted like they was ready. I had one guy kind of like this disregard the trip whatsoever. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The time for the trip came close. When the time for the trip came close, I almost didn't take the trip because I was gonna have to go on a trip by myself. And this wasn't supposed to be the setup when I've already talked to all of these people about it. So when the time comes, I'm like delaying, dallying. I really didn't want to go on a trip with myself, but something told me, man, look, just go on a trip by yourself, man. You never know what's gonna happen. So I go on a Cali trip by myself for like 2 weeks, bro. I'm in Cali by myself for 2 weeks. I don't know how things are now. That was like 3, 4 years ago, but being in Cali for 2 to 3 weeks by myself, it was a blast, bro. It was a blast. I had one of the best times out there. And what I'm telling you is very relative, bro. Because when I went out there, I met some of the most humble people, some of the most humble producer, man, humble videographers, man. These dudes, you got to keep in mind, they're in California, bro. So a lot of these dudes are working with major artists, big artists, but they're very relaxed. They're chill. They're nice people. Now that experience opened my eye, like, yo, bro, I'm so accustomed to having to do things with this person, that person. This person's with me every day. This other person's at my house every day, to where I need to do things by myself. And taking that trip by myself is like, okay, I'm the life of the party. And you should be feeling like that too, because you never look at it from that perspective when you're around these people, but these people really want to be around you all the time. They want to be in your presence all the time. They want to talk to you. They want to vent to you. They want to hang around you. So you technically are the life of the party or the source. And going to Cali, bro, I realized like, okay, I necessarily don't need any of these guys to always be around and have a good time. I can literally go somewhere and have a good time with strangers with genuine hearts and good connections. You know what I'm saying? And that really helped me, man, to get it to the courage to want to break free. And since I broke free, it's like, of course, it's gonna be negativity about me. You know, I'm fake now. You know, the reason somebody might say you fake is because they're not allowed access to spending the same amount of time as with you as they used to before. But those are just terms, man. Fake, not real. Who's real? This person. At the end of the day, somebody said you're fake. It doesn't really matter. God determines all of that at the end of the day, man. So don't really be scared, bro. Don't really be scared to kind of, you know, break away from a relationship, man. It's like I'm making this video because it seems that's one of the toughest things for people to do, and even people who are in abusive relationships struggle with this, bro. They feel like they're so used to this abuse or whatsoever that they don't deserve nothing better. I don't know if that's how they be thinking, or they just can't go get something better than this. This is all it's gonna be. And I guarantee you, once they break free from those relationships, they're gonna realize, like, man, I wasted so much time with the individual that never even genuinely cared about me, that never even genuinely loved me. You know what I'm saying? That never had that type of heart that I had for them. And realizing that, it's like, okay, you should have done this sooner. Like I honestly wish I would have broke away sooner from a lot of what I'm telling you, but it's not about what time it happens, it's about God's time. And I feel like God made it happen at the perfect time, to where now it's like I'm by myself, man. I love it. I don't even be wanting to hang out. No, seriously, I don't even be wanting to hang out because I feel like as a person, bro, I've gave away too much of my time, man. Too much of my time. And when I say too much of my time, don't get me wrong. There was good memories made here and there. But in retrospect, give yourself most of your time. Unless you have kids, it's a little bit difficult. But you should always give yourself most of your time, man. That's one of the key lessons I've learned through all relationships. It's a little difficult when you got a girl, but then again, it's like, that's your choice, man, on how much time you give your girl and you don't, because it's gonna affect the relationship. But once you're by yourself without all the acquaintances and entourage, give all that time to yourself. Try to figure out what you want to do in life. Where can you get things going? Because when you got people around you, you can't truly focus on what you have to do in life. Who are you, and what your goals and aspirations are. Like, it's too much interference. It's noise. You got this person complaining about this person getting mad about this person needing this. So it's too many distractions. When you're by yourself, you have ultimate focus to realize, like, okay, I want this in life. I want that in life. I want this in life. And but I'm telling you, the best decision I ever made was being able to break free from my group of friends, quote unquote fake brothers, whatever you want to call it, man. It was the best. And in doing that breakaway, I realized something. I realized that I never needed to be around those guys, even though I could say I kind of knew from the start, but it was just more solidified after I left because guys will always try to link up, and when I wasn't trying to link up with them, they took things personal. They took it personal. They say I'm not real. I'm a fraud. Like I'm switching up. I'm acting brand new, and really, I was just giving all my time to myself. You know, don't be scared to give all your time to yourself. I just wanted to do a quick live, man, for anyone out there that's struggling to break away from toxic, non-beneficial relationships. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many years you know this person. What are their morals and what are their principles like? That's their true identification. And some of us, we're okay with toxic morals, toxic identities, and you shouldn't have to be. Just spend some time alone for a while, and I promise you, you won't want to go back to just hanging out with everyone. At this point, I don't really be even trying to hang out. I have people hit me up all the time, like, yo, well, yes, you want to link up and da 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 da. And, I really just spin them. So I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna let you know. When I say yeah, for sure, I'm gonna let you know. It's like, nah, I don't even have the urge, man. Cause I've broken away from that now. There's no point of return. It's like I don't want to go back to fake hanging out with people I don't genuinely I care about, but they genuinely don't care about me. I'm torturing myself doing that, and I don't want y'all to torture yourself with this false sense of loyalty and commitment to a person who's terrible. Look past the judgment and break away from that. Look past, I don't know if it's the entertainment factor, some type of appeasing factor, but you kind of have to look past that and let go of that relationship. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take some work, bro. Some of you guys might not even be able to really execute that right away because you still going to feel that guilt of not, talking to that person, spending time with that person. But that's just stage one. Once you get past stage one, I'm telling you, the rest of the stages are much easier. Spending more time with yourself, revisiting old hobbies, peace and quiet. These are all the things that come with when you break away from toxic, unbeneficial relationships. Now, I love y'all, man. Just wanted to crank a quick live for you guys. I'm going to see y'all later. I'm out.